Hey everyone, finish watching the next episode of Power Rangers Jungle Fury, Blind Leading the Blind. Theo tries to do too much at once and mixes some stuff up. At Daishi's temple, Carnosaur is disappointed with how Daishi's training is going, so he summons two bird monsters. Back at Jungle Karma, Theo mocks Casey and RJ for meditating, and then learns that the previous night he forgot to close the refrigerator door, spoiling some food. An alarm sounds, and the Rangers leap into action. A man in black wearing sunglasses stands off to the side. Theo doesn't listen to his teammates, and the monsters grow. The Rangers counter with the Megazord, but can't work together. Camille shows up with Flit, and thankfully, Flit stays quiet. I don't know why, but I won't question it, I'll just appreciate the moment. The monsters knock over the Megazord and escape. The man in black walks away, then leaps up and flies away. The Rangers head back to Jungle Karma. As they're thinking of a way to defeat the new monsters, they look up to see the man in black on the ceiling. He dives at them, waving a folding fan. They dodge and prepare for anything. RJ jumps in and halts everything. He introduces the man. It's Master Swoop. He's the one that taught him the swoop technique from a few episodes ago. Theo waves his hand in front of Swoop's face. Swoop removes his sunglasses and tells Theo that he is indeed blind. Even though he looked in RJ's direction before, I guess he could have just been pointing his ears in his direction. And Swoop tells RJ that he may know a way to help Theo focus. He takes Theo out to the forest. Casey and Lily, meanwhile, deal with the monsters on their own. Theo is frustrated with Swoop. He can't understand what he wants from him. Swoop shows Theo his flight ability. He tells Theo to do that. Theo tries to fly by jumping around, spinning, doing other silly things. Swoop tells him to clear his mind, focus on a singular goal. It works, but Theo doesn't retain his focus and falls in the water. Theo opens up to Swoop and tells him that it's hard for him to focus on one thing. All his life, he's had to juggle several responsibilities at once. Swoop responds that he must learn to be present in the moment. They practice synchronicity, and it looks like Theo has mastered Swoop's lesson. Theo joins his team with a new weapon, the Jungle Fan. The Rangers form the Megazord once again, and Swoop sends his Bat Spirit, which turns into a new Zord. With its help, they defeat both monsters. Swoop watches on proudly somehow. There's still some Japanese footage of one of the monsters, I guess, so one of them survives. At Jungle Karma, Swoop comes to say goodbye, and Theo is practicing his levitation and meditation. This is an episode I'm split on. On one hand, it suffers a lot of issues prior episodes have, but on the other, it improves quite a bit on some of those issues. Theo is massively out of character here. He was established as a studious, centered fighter with a lot of experience. His behavior at the beginning feels much more in line for Casey. Inexperienced, impatient, lacking focus. Actually, last episode's incident with Casey not returning the kid's quarter would work far better with Theo. Theo would totally be pedantic enough not to give the kid back his quarter. He'd take the no refunds policy way too seriously. It fits him way more than it fits Casey. Of course, I'd still like some growth on the Rangers' side. At the end, he should at least give the kid back his quarter without having him resort to child labor. Were these two episodes' plots switched around or something? I didn't mean to go on about that episode, but it left a deep impact on how I perceive the show and its characters. Swoop is an okay character, not much revealed about him. He was RJ's teacher, and that's about it. He's legally blind, at least. I assume legally blind, since throughout the episode he looks around and displays a lot of body language that implies he can see at least a little. When he removes his sunglasses, his eyes are a little glassy, one more than the other, but they don't look obviously atypical. Maybe the sunglasses are more to defend his eyes from bright light, or maybe his actor just wasn't given good direction. Swoop training Theo gets a lot of focus. I think the majority of the episode is their training, over everything else. Ironic that Fant and Lily barely get any screen time together, and zero of them training. The monsters of this episode are two screechy birds. They have names, but they're not relevant. Bylai and Carden. What kind of names are those? I figured maybe they were copied from Geki Ranger, but no, their names there were Rasika and Rutsu. Those are at least alliterative. What the hell did Bylai and Carden come from? Do those mean something? Are we expected to remember which was which? Power Ranger monsters often have jokey or punny names: Invencible Flytrap, Brickneck, Phyto. Others have more generic fantasy names like Villamax, Jindrax, Vexicus. Bylai and Carden are the latter, but I don't know why. Twin monsters or partner monsters usually have rhyming or alliterative names: AC/DC, Merrick and Eric. Even Zio's, Pollinator, and Adrian's names had a jokey origin. It was Rocky's focus episode. Adrian was a character in the movie Rocky. Pollinator was named presumably after Terminator, a roundabout reference to how Sylvester Stallone, who played Rocky, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who played the Terminator, were both big action stars. Also, he was plant-themed, so there's a bit of a joke to his name. Bylai and Cardin, I have no idea. They're not even names related to birds. Usually I wouldn't care so much about the names of two relatively unimportant monsters, but given the age demographic Jungle Fury seems to be going for, I think alliterative or rhyming names would have made the most sense tonally for these two. Both Bylai and Cardin were played by actors with a few previous Power Ranger roles, but nothing substantial. Swoop was played by Oliver Driver, who previously played Genji in Mystic Force. He later directed episodes of Ninja Steel and Beast Morphers, and currently he's directing and producing the soap opera Shortland Street. A half-decent episode this time, half as in the first half was pretty stupid and annoying, while the second half was actually decent. So that's it for this one, hope you enjoyed it. See ya.